Calvin Castine outside the doors of the North Country Golf Club. It's the 27th day of July. It looks like they're locked out. That means I'm locked out too. We just saw people there. So we'll find out. There we go. We're here for a class reunion for 6 years worth of folks. The 66 through 69, the Champlain Central and Academy classes. Graduated in 1964. I had no intention of coming here, but a couple of days ago, about 9 o'clock in the evening, I got a call from a good friend that you just saw her sneaking the door. Mary McCaffrey is one of my all-time favorite singers. She's up in the area, and she decided that the should step up to the plate and play number 2 tonight. So we're going to have a reunion of the Gemtones at the American Legion dances and at the American Legion Hall in Champlain in the mid to late 60s. So they will be renewed here, and we're going to get a little bit of the reunion. No, we're not here particularly for the reunion. We're just here to hear Mary McCaffrey. We might talk to another person or two.
Yeah. You know what? We made a tape of our old Gemtones, and you recorded it for us. Remember that? You did a whole thing, and Tommy put it on a CD, put a picture. The only problem was it's that year that she left. The last year in '67, Mary went to Farmingdale, and we went through singers all over the place. You know, when Mary left, that was the band basically. You know, she was the voice, obviously.
One of my all-time
and she still
voices.
has a wicked voice. I'll tell you, unreal. Unreal.
Yeah, I think Aaron was on that little thing. That thing we recorded at Legion. We did a couple of numbers there.
Yeah.
I don't know. If
Portside Town, we're doing tonight.
Oh yeah.
Yes, we are.
I've been singing that the last couple of days.
No, House of Rising Sun. Excuse me. Same beat, but wrong song.
Well, let's all get on to say Tommy almost had a heart attack.
Tommy's looking at me. No, I don't think we're doing that one.
You missed that last rehearsal, Tommy.
Yeah, must be.
The big thing tonight, we have Tommy's son playing with us.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Tommy's pretty proud of that, you know.
Next time he plays out, he's an excellent guitar player, and he's going to sit in. We're missing 4 band members, so we have to make do with what we got. And
so tell us who you're missing.
we're missing Jim LaFountain, Skids,
Yeah.
Tommy Galwette. Tom gave it a try, but he hurt his fingers a few years ago, and he just couldn't do it. Andy's sister Mary,
Yeah.
she's going to help singing tonight, but
Yeah, we got one song.
she won't be playing the organ, so that's another.
Not even a tambourine.
Not even a tambourine.
No, my
She
tambourine's
may be
broke.
passing a hat or something.
Oh, well, that's
And Dan Baker.
Danny.
Danny was a bass player. So we're going without a bass player. We're going without an organ. And depending how many drinks Andy has, we may be going without a drummer.
You got that right.
Now, do you play guitar in for your
I
own
play
purposes?
Can still play guitar. No problem.
So it wasn't a chore for you.
No.
You were
Yeah.
carrying these guys. Is that
Yeah,
what you're
right.
saying?
Yeah, sure. No, it's a little bit different when you get together with a group of people.
Yeah.
You know, it's different than playing for yourself.
Yeah, because all of a sudden you got to be matching everybody else.
Exactly.
Not just doing.
Exactly.
And Mary is a type of singer, she goes off on her own sometimes,
Yeah,
and you got to follow her. And
You just follow her. You let her go. You just let her go, and she's.
I like that.
I like that. I really do. We're used to her actually, but it was a while. It's been a while. That's
So
for
what
sure.
year did the Gemtones play?
67 was our last year. We were
You graduated.
64 until 67, yeah. And Mary played with us. We were in 3.5 years, and Mary played with us 2.5 years. The last year, in 67, she wasn't around. She had graduated and went to Farmingdale.
Yeah,
But she would come home once in a while.
She graduated in 65, so she was.
65, yeah, she
Yeah.
graduated.
Well, what it was, in 66, she still was playing with us.
Yeah.
Did she? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. That's 47 years ago. I can't remember what I did yesterday.
We're looking to the future because Mary is thinking about maybe moving back here now.
Uh-oh.
And
She's thinking
if she does, and Tom Galwette wants to go, he can can play bass.
Oh, yeah, he can play
so
bass.
we may end up getting back together,
knows?
even at our age.
Even at our age. It'll come. We're just going to go in there. We don't care if I should screw up or what. We're going to have fun. We're here to have fun. That's all it's about. And thank the Lord, at our age, we can still do this. In my life, I never thought, 47 years since I played drums, that I'd ever do this again. Mark Merrill asked us about a month ago, come on, you guys got to play, just to say you did it. No, I'm not doing that. Well, when Mary came home, she came to us and she just looked at us and my boys are coming with me. When Mary says that, you go with it. Whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. Right, Tom?
That's right.
We got to get back in there.
Okay,
Okay? Thank you so much for being here, Cal.
Thank you, Tom. Andy Morelli. When Bob Venn interviewed your father, he called him Andy.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Calvin doesn't forget.
So I'll call you Albert and Ron.
All right.
You got it.
All right. Andy Morelli, Tom Gooley. Okay, Judy has told us it's time to start recording. A couple years ago, a guy I know named Gordy Little had gotten a pile of old newspaper clippings from Mrs. Loudon in Perry's Mills, and she thought maybe Gordy would like them, and a lot of them were from people around here. And I came across one, I think she had a couple of clippings, in fact, of the same story. And it was a fellow that I used to know 45 years ago, a guy named Danny Grinner, who had suddenly discovered that he had a twin brother. And as I walked in here tonight, I talked to a few folks, and Debbie Eaton came walking over, and this guy was with her, so I thought maybe he was with Debbie, but just a schoolmate. And he says, I'm Dan Grinner. I said, oh my gosh. Dan Grinner, what, 67 maybe graduate?
67.
67 graduate of Champlain Central.
Right.
Grew up here in the area.
Grew up during my high school years here. Yes.
Your father worked at the border, I believe?
My dad was a supervisory customs inspector, and he's got shot in I forgot what year it was, but yeah.
That famous shooting when Bob Venn and I did a show. We talked to several people, including Frank Cavanaugh, who was almost shot. Jammed, and he was pointing right at.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And who else was shot? There was another fellow shot.
Gagnon. I forgot his.
Where have you been?
I spent 37 and a half years in the Army. Sometime on Wall Street. And retired from the Army. I was director of contracting for anything to do with special ops. I still do some consulting in that area. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm fully retired right now. That's why I'm here having a good time.
But even though you're retired, you're always on call, right?
Well, to a certain extent, yeah.
Now, how did this come about that you suddenly found out that you had a twin brother?
Well, my father sent me Bill Grinter sent me a letter, and he always was writing letters, so I didn't think it was a big deal. And I was delivering the budget down to Washington, and I'd just come back. And it was the biggest letter I ever saw in my life, and I ripped it open and started reading it, and he said, after all these years, I don't know how to tell you this, but he said, you got a twin brother. And he said, the reason I'm telling you this is because there's a lawyer that's representing this guy, and he said, although I denied everything, he said he knows enough to know that he's going to find you, so come home. So they lifted my security clearance, came home, and I got all the paperwork. And when we got back to my job, the FBI took over from there. And then between my brother and his lawyer and the FBI, within a few days, I was married up with my twin brother that I'd never met before in my life. And it really changed my life. Really, really changed my life. In fact, that's the reason I got out of the active Army at that point in time and went to Wall Street.
I see. So how did it happen that you were separated?
Well, I ended up finding our real parents, which is another chapter to this.
Called birth parents.
Yes. And she was from Poland. And in those days, families were brought over, and they promised these women to people over here, and she ended up having a arranged marriage. She had a lot of children, and she just couldn't take care of us. And there's just so many kids that she had, so they ended up taking us. And there's a long story behind that also, because I found out that the man that she was married to when I met her was my father, not the one that gave me my original birth name. And I used to tell a lot of Polish jokes, but as soon as I found out my name was Kaczabinski, I quit that really fast.
I won't even try to spell that.
I know. But then I found out that that was my birth name, but I'm really half Polish and half Scottish.
What time in your life were you separated?
Well, we're little babies.
Still
Yeah. I can remember the orphanage, and I've gone back to the orphanage since then. Of course, I didn't really understand, why I was there. But in those days, they had to take you back there, and it was run by nuns, and they wanted to check out to see if you were okay and everything. So I can remember going back, but other than that, I can't remember too much more. I was very, very fortunate, to be taken when I was a baby. Especially parents like my mother and father were. They were just wonderful, wonderful people. Wonderful.
So this must have been beyond what words can describe when you suddenly find out.
There's no way. There's absolutely no way that I could. And it hit all the papers in New York City and New Jersey and places like that. And his father, who owned City Cab of New York, multi-millionaire, had tried to have all the records sealed. And if it wasn't for this lawyer who came up and found out where all the records were and swayed somebody, and he didn't get a court order to do it, we never would have gotten together. We would never have gotten anybody.
What was his interest?
He was just dear friends with my brother.
Okay.
And my brother's wife was giving birth to their first child.
So they wanted to know about.
My brother didn't even know he had a twin at that point in time.
He was just trying to find his birth parents.
My brother, the wife was giving birth to their first child, and his mother happened to say to him, he knew he was adopted, you could have twins. And he said, well, at first he said, well, yeah, I could. But then he said, wait a minute, there's no twins in my wife's family. What are you trying to tell me? Because he always said, he always felt there was somebody else. And I always did too.
Really?
There was always something, And I say it with twins, it is that way,
Yeah.
But she was forced to tell him. And that's when he got his buddy, the lawyer, to start. And of course, when you got money, you can do just about anything you want. You know what I mean?
Now, did your father know that you were a twin?
Yes, he tried to adopt both of us also,
Okay.
and they wouldn't let us go with him
but
either.
he never told you that.
No.
That would have been a very sad thing for you.
Right.
To grow up knowing I've got a twin out there.
Right. But he was very, very happy when he finally found out that we got together, and he actually came up here and met my father and spent time with him and so forth. And that was one of the things when my father passed away. It made him feel very, very good, the fact that we were bonded and together.
Are you identical twins?
No. In fact, you've seen the movie Twins with Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
Well, I'm Danny DeVito. He's
the good-looking one.
Yeah. But the kids call him Hulk Hogan, because that's what he looks like. He's a big blonde hair, Fu Manchu mustache.
Wow.
They used to call him the Golden Boy in New York City because he had the backup group for the Supremes and played the Stone Pony down in the Shore and places like that. That great musician,
What's his name?
Don Golden.
Golden,
yep.
Yeah. Now, apparently, from what you just told me, I didn't realize this, but you have other brothers and sisters?
We found out we had one full-blooded biological sister. Very beautiful person, and we were with her, and she's a lot younger than us, but unfortunately she's passed away. But we got to spend quite a few years with her, which was great, fantastic. And then I have many half-brothers and sisters, most of them around Syracuse area. Two of them have died, but I have, let's see, 1, 2, I had four more.
So you were
There's
the
still
babies?
life.
You were the babies of the family?
We were. My sister was a real baby, but we were, the next in line. Yeah.
Okay. Well, what year was this?
1979 is when he
you
found me. Yeah, when he found me.
So
Yeah.
that's over half your life right now.
Yes, it was, but unfortunately, my twin brother had a terrible accident and had a terrible head injury, and he doesn't know me. He doesn't know his children and stuff like that.
So how long were you able to know each other then?
Up and this was like his accident was 5 years ago. So we had quite a few years together.
So
Which was
30 years.
that was great. I just feel I was fortunate, to at least see him.
Yeah.
And have some time to spend with him.
Yeah, well, I'm so glad that Mrs. Loudon had saved that clipping
Yes.
and that
Yes.
I was aware of this, because I'm sure you're not going around telling people,
No.
hey, I got a twin brother.
It's such a long story, and people just say, after a while, I say, oh, this cannot be real, so it's like.
But there is no question that you are the evil twin, though, right?
Yes, that's absolutely right. Yes, and I'm proud of it too.
Well, Dad, it's really a pleasure to see you here. I didn't thought that you might be here, and I'm so glad you are here, and that we're able to tell this story.
Oh, I'm glad to see you.
All right.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Okay, buddy.
All right, Dan. My intent before I bumped into Danny Grinner was just to get a shot of the large crowd that's gathered here at the North Country Golf Club. I want to get them while they're still well behaved. Certainly a lot of familiar faces. Some people have traveled far. Some people have come from right around the corner. As it gets further in the evening, it's a little after 6 right now. The crowd is growing. And I'm sure for a lot of these people, this will be a night they will remember for all time. Okay, what was it? Wednesday night you called?
Wednesday night, yes, it was.
I got this call out of the blue, sitting down, relaxing, and all of a sudden the phone rang, and it's a North Carolina number, and I said, oh, I'll pick it up, and
Surprise.
there was Mary McCaffrey. I first met Mary, I'm guessing, I thought back today, probably in the fall of 1961. She would have been a freshman at St. Mary's at that point, and I was a sophomore. So that's 52 years, Mary.
Yes, it is.
And anybody who knows what it was like in the 60s around here, and any music, you couldn't have gone too far without hearing at least one of the McCaffreys. Your brother John, your brother Mike, and yourself. There were others in the family, but you were the three that sang, right?
Yes, that's correct. Yeah. We were always singing.
John, first time I heard him was with the Starfires, and I was probably just an 8th grader or so, and all the kids were raving about how good Dean Trombley and Dale and Jerry Lambert and
Roland
John
Juno.
McCaffrey and Roland Juno, how good they sounded. I said, sure. So went to a dance and heard them, and it was like listening to the records play.
They were good. They were very
Fantastic.
good. Yep.
And then probably the first time I heard your brother Mike sing was at a talent show at St. Mary's.
St. Mary's.
And, you probably sang in that talent show too.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. I think I was with Nancy Bosley and Karen Poisson, Jean Marie Smith.
Kathy Gooley probably.
Kathy Gooley, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And they carried you.
Oh, absolutely. I couldn't have done it without him.
So, you remember the first time you sang in front of people?
You know, I've been doing it all my life. I used to go in the Grand Union, and Andy Chevalier was running the Grand Union in Rouse's Point then. And he'd say, I'll give you a candy bar if you sing me a line of song, and so I'd just sing anything, and he'd give me a candy bar. I thought, this is pretty easy. I like this. So it just grew from there.
So So then you sang, was the Gemtones the first group you sang with?
That was the first group I ever sang with, yeah. And my mother gave me a guitar for high school graduation, and it was really a hard guitar to play. But when the Gemtones, they were together and they asked me to stand in. And I wasn't playing anything then. And I sat in and sang a song with them, and Albert Morelli, he said, we must hire her, so they did. And that's the history of it right there.
But it must have given you some confidence at that point to know that you could do this in front of people and
It was
not just
wonderful.
candy bars.
Yeah. Oh yes, yeah. Not for candy bars anymore. Actual green in my hand, And the boys were great. All the guys in the band were just wonderful. They treated me like gold. We got along real well. It was a great time in my life. Really a fantastic time. I've never forgotten it. I get choked up thinking about it. Honestly, I do.
Now, I know in the mid-'80s you had recorded a few songs.
I did some recording through RCA, I think it was, or Motor. I can't remember even the record company name. I didn't do any song that I wanted to do. They kind of told me what I would do, and I did that song. I didn't really get anywhere with it. It wasn't my kind of song. It's called "What Are You Doing Sunday? Would You Like to Marry Me?" Not my kind of song. But that was an experience, a grand experience. I learned a lot. We did photo sessions. They put me on Billboard, and there was a few things that went on there that taught me a lot about the business. And then I just proceeded to get up my own. I usually had another guitar player with me because I'm not a good guitarist. And I was able to get gigs all throughout my life, singing. I haven't sung in front of anyone now like this kind of thing for over 20 years.
Over 20 years?
Over 20 years.
And you're not the least bit nervous?
Oh, yes, I am. Oh, yes, I am. If you could see my knees, they are knocking.
Well, I'm so glad that you called me because I would have been really furious if I'd heard about this tomorrow that you guys had sung here tonight.
Well, I've had an awful lot of encouragement from Dean Trombley. He was fantastic, and I always thought the world of Dean. And he came over and heard us, offered us some advice, what to do here, how to do that. And I really owe him a lot for that, and I felt so happy to have him kind of give me the "you're all right," So, and Roland Juno has been very supportive of all this. Silva Marnes, all these people have come to me and said, "Don't worry about it,"
And they're older than us, so they can call you kid.
They can call me kid, and I like that.
You mentioned not doing the songs that you wanted to do. I know when Dean Trombley was with the Franklin Brothers, they toured the East Coast and played at the Playboy Club in New Jersey, and Franklin Brothers did a couple of songs, but it wasn't what they wanted to record.
Yeah, always the way it is. Often the way it is until you're well known, and I just never got there. So, that's life,
Yeah.
It's been a great run.
Well,
a great run.
You've always had one of my favorite voices, so I'm really looking forward to tonight.
I have to thank you. You have stood behind me through many, many years, you and your wife, and I really do appreciate it. Thank you.
I got to ask, too, did you and John and Mike ever sing together any time?
Very seldom. We were all so pig-headed and stubborn, Johnny would say, "Why don't you learn how to play, for Christ's sakes?" And Michael would do anything, Mike was easy. But no, we really didn't. None of us matched,
They all had good voices, but didn't necessarily
Didn't ever
blend in.
gel. Yeah, didn't ever gel. It's too bad, but Johnny and I were very close. And I'm sorry that he's gone, but we gave him a great send-off.
That was Friday.
Really proud of that. Yeah, we had a 21-gun salute. And
Oh, wow.
the American Legion in Rouse's Point did us proud. They really did. I had a piper by the name of Bill Long. He was fantastic. And he played the bugle. At the end, he played taps. If you didn't cry at that ceremony, you're dead.
Wow.
It was wonderful. It was a great send-off. So.
And then you got to go to the Legion, and Benny Arnold cooked you a fine meal there.
Oh, that Benny Arnold. What a good man. Good man. And always so happy and cheerful. He's a wonderful guy. And Alan Kaufman, Georgie Marnes was there. All my old classmates and friends, So it was a great day. Jerry Day came. It was Johnny's best friend,
Oh, okay.
So it was a
Jerry
good.
in years.
He may show up tonight. You never know with Jerry. You never know. But it was a great day yesterday, and I'm tired, and I'm ready to have this night and get some sleep for the next month, I think.
And Andy and Tommy were saying that maybe, just maybe, this could be the first of several engagements by the Gemtones.
I'm hoping to come back next summer and spend the summer, and we hope to be online and talk to each other, say, okay, let's try working out this song, key of whatever, and you work on this, here's how I'm doing it, you know, that kind of thing. We'll do it over the phone, and I'll be back up next summer, and we're hoping we can look for a couple gigs somewhere. We need to play out to get used to it, you know?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
anybody looking for some entertainment next year, the Gemtones are making their audition. Their audition tonight.
That's right. Tonight's our night. Oh boy! Don't listen too closely. I know we're going to stumble.
Thank you, Mary.
Oh, Calvin, I love you. Thank you so much.
Break a leg.
Really, thank you, dear.
Thank you.
I'll keep visiting. I would like to thank everybody for coming. It's been many years since some of us have seen each other. We all grew up pretty close together. It was a small community and everyone knew each other. I'm sure we all have some good memories. Well, enough said. I hope you all have a great time. I would like to say, please sign the books on our tables where we have the memorabilia. That's okay. We'll pass it down. Anyway, I would just like to have everybody sign the books with your name, email, and phone numbers for your the year of your graduation, so that next time we do this, it'll be easier and we'll know where to get you. I would also like to thank all the people that made this happen, this committee. Sue Favreau, Penny Mara, I'm saying maiden names, Debbie Eaton, Berna Lavoie, Barbara Favreau, Maureen Sweeney, Kathy Gordon, Barbara Grimshaw, Andy Morelli, Terry Rowe, Nancy Brennan, Bobby Ketty, Mark Miro, Meg Casey, Bev and Tommy Juno, and I'd also like to give a special thanks to Debbie LeClaire, who did a lot of looking for us. And my last thanks is to Tommy Cooley for the memorial board. And I think we need to give the golf course a big round of applause. The food is great, and thanks for having us. Now I have one more thing to read, and it's from Mary and John Zerlo. They would really like to have been here today, because he always said, "You are my kids." To all our friends and former students, Mary and I are very disappointed that we were unable to join you tonight for your reunion. We committed many months ago to attend the Hall of Fame ceremony in Cooperstown, where our good friend Tom Cheeks will be inducted into the Broadcasters Hall of Fame. Tom was the play-by-play announcer for the Toronto Blue Jays for many years. Gail has told us how many of you are here, and just hearing all the names of those of you attending brings back many wonderful memories. We enjoyed our years at Champlain Central and CCS, and especially when the classes of 66 through 69 were gracing the halls. Whether in class, at sporting events, attending the junior prom, or just around the community, you were a great bunch of kids, and we truly enjoyed the years spent with all of you. For those of you who settled in the area, we also had the privilege of watching your children as students in the same classrooms, often reminding them of some of your antics in the past. Have a great time this evening, and we wish we were there to reminisce about your high school years, basketball, baseball, prom, ski club, yearbook, etc. What a wonderful time it was in your life, and how blessed we felt to be a part of your high school experiences. We will miss all of you, John and Mary. Kathy Gay, that little hot fire right over there. I'm sorry, but she's a big plus for this committee because she works
ribbon right here. We're going to be drawing that shortly. We'd like to thank everybody for coming, as well as Gail did, and the old timers of 65. We're getting out our old Medicare cards. What we would like to do to Calvin Castine. Calvin, could you come up here a minute? I know he knows nothing about this. Calvin, the class of 1966 from Champlain Central, would like to present you with this little gift to thank you for all that you do for everybody in the community. You're welcome. You're welcome. Now, Miss Debbie would like to come up. She's got a few things to take care of. Yep. From someone who would like to acknowledge everybody who was on the committee. So if everybody would come up here, Debbie will be passing everything out. Terry Rowe. Terry Rowe, where are you? Yay, Terry! Kathy Lemieux. Andy Morelli.
Andy, turn and look at me.
Maureen Sweeney.
Classmate who wishes to remain anonymous. Mark Nero.
Yay, Mark!
Grimshaw.
We'd like to thank Tom Gooley and his wife, Full Memory Board. Absolutely. Thank you.
Good job, you girls. You did a great job.
Penny Mira,
Oh, Penny, get up there.
Tommy Lawrence, Mark Mira,
What about you guys?
Tom and Bev Gooley, I know you're out there.
Tommy and Bev Cooley.
One other thing I would really like that you stop by the table for the class of 1966, and there are 2 cards, and if you could possibly sign the cards and wish Gippy Muller and Kenny Wright a big hello and good health. Again, it's on our table, the 1966 table. Thank you.
to explain is that the music never quite comes out with just a microphone here, and the rock sounds, we always have a little trouble duplicating the sounds here. So although they might sound pretty good, they sound even better in live as we're living it here at the North Country Golf Club on this July 27th. It's the new Frozen Sunshine. Hal and Mark Miro and Tommy Marnes on drums.